I was a pool boy.
Pool boy.
Yeah,
Nice.
believe it or not. Yeah,
Spandex or
So, I think one of the things that we wanted to talk about was kind of introducing ourselves.
who are we? What
Yeah.
are we doing here?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Who are you?
Oh, I'm Dale.
I'm Alex.
Yeah, right on. What specifically did we want to get into about us?
I guess it's kind of like, obviously I'm 51. You're younger, so that's good. But it's kind of just,
It is good.
'cause,
I'm glad I get to hold that over you.
I grew up playing a lot of sports. And I was running around like crazy when you could actually run around and not have to come home. I think you did too.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I guess. So yeah, I guess what some of your hobbies, Dale?
Yeah, well, maybe,
sports.
maybe even before I jump into that, I think one of the things that people ask me often, and I'm sure they probably ask you as well, is, were you born and raised in Prince Edward County?
Yeah.
The answer is no. No, I was not. But I did grow up vacationing here. I spent a lot of time in the county. At the time, as a kid, I only knew of the county as the beach. Like, that's just what we called it. It was sandbanks.
I heard the sandbanks all my life, but I never saw it until,
Yeah. And, but I grew up in a small town. I grew up, riding my bike through farmers' fields and hanging out with the boys and, staying out late, like you said, basically until...
Oh, it was the best. You get on your bike, you take off, you tour around. As long as you're back by dinner, everything was safe.
Exactly.
Everything was sound.
Exactly.
And then, as long as you got home by dinner time, you didn't get a spanking because your parents weren't scared that you were stolen.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
Bullied. Yeah.
Exactly. And, for me, I wanted to have my family grow up with a similar upbringing to what I had. My wife, she grew up in Cape Breton Island. So very, very small town, 1,000 people or so. And I grew up small town as well. And worked on a horse farm through my teenage years, doing all the crappy work that you do on a horse farm, mucking out stalls and fixing fences and
You have to do a little shoveling.
Exactly. Yeah, good hard labor. And I think that those are the kinds of things that I wanted my kids to grow up experiencing as well, rather than, just button mashing through life. And I feel like, unfortunately, that's where a lot of our youth have, I guess, they've just been attracted to that, like media, TV, video games, all of that, instead of, like you said, playing outside. Being outside all day.
It's the same thing with it was interesting because loved growing up as a kid. Where we grew up, it was safe, it was fun, like you just ride forever. And then when it was interesting going from a city boy, then moving from 4 million people to 100. When my wife gave me the ultimatum, either you come to Barrie, or we have to part ways. Only because she was commuting back and forth, and it was the greatest thing I ever did. Take her up on her ultimatum, and then it was awesome. You go from a big city thinking, what am I going to do in this small little town of Barrie, 135,000 people? Then you realize that, oh my goodness, once you get to 165 or 165,000 people, you're like, this is too big. Anyway, so while we're, and then Amy's 5th generation county, she's, as a kid, there wasn't much to do in the county like there is now. And she wanted to take off and experience the world. And then we were, like you, living in Barrie, where we became good friends and had wonderful stuff. And then decided, hey, let's take a look at the county, because we were doing cottaging and all the fun stuff that you could do in the county on weekends. And then, like you, it's just, bring it all back from busy to having kids go outside and have a blast and worry less. And and Prince Edward County is a fantastic place to do that.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. It's amazing to be in Prince Edward County, and look forward to being there for quite some time and go from there.
Yeah. Right.
I know it's the values of being young that hopefully can reinstill and take those video games out of the kids' hands and go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just rewinding a little bit. What was your first job, Alex? What did you get into when you were a young guy?
First job was at Rob Sellers Fine Foods at Avenue Road in Davenport.
Okay.
So in Yorkville. So if you wanted to be seen, you would be in Yorkville at 14 years old. I didn't know that, but it was working at a great little meat slash fine food place. I was a lot of fun with my buddy John Satirio. He was a cool guy, and we got to work together for a little while at 14.
Right on.
How about you?
I was a pool boy.
Pool boy.
Yeah,
Nice.
believe it or not. Yeah,
Spandex or
no.
or shorts?
Yeah, no shorts, and it's funny. That was my first job at the age of 14, first official job. Besides, all the other stuff, helping out, cutting lawns, and all of those types of jobs. But yeah, pool boy, basically balancing chemicals on people's pools or working out of the store, refilling people's chlorine buckets. I still remember. I remember my first day just feeling like I wanted to fit in so bad, and so I intentionally put chlorine into various spots on my Breezewood Pools t-shirt, so I looked the part. I'm like, yeah, no, I've been around a while. I didn't want to be the guy with the fresh, crisp t-shirt. So.
Yeah, that's funny because you were a pool boy and I was a lifeguard. I don't know.
Way.
Yeah, 16, buddy, lifeguard at a pool.
I didn't know that about you, man.
I know. So next time we'll call you a lifeguard.
Okay. No, I was never that good at swimming. I'm okay, but not like that.
Huh.
Don't want to put someone's life in my hands.
I didn't know how to do CPR when I was doing the lifeguarding part, so it was more of a building lifeguard, make sure the chemicals. Let's call it what it was.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And no spandex either.
Okay.
Too skinny and it wouldn't look good. Yeah.
Oh man, no, those were like when I grew up in the 80s, those were the days when MC Hammer pants were all the rage. So like it wasn't about wearing tight clothes. It was how baggy can I get these pants without them falling off.
Hey man, they look cool. If you could dance, it looked amazing. If you couldn't dance, they flowed the wrong way.
Speaking of dancing, I always wanted to be a b-boy.
Yeah.
That was like in high school. I remember a buddy of mine, Jason Leung. We used to go up in the cafeteria on the stage in behind the curtains, and we'd be up there practicing windmills, busting out the robot, doing
the wave.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I got that down. I know. Same with my buddies too. We used to go clubbing, and it was all about the battle. You know, when you battle and dance. I would never battle and dance, but my buddy Leo, he was all about getting up there and trying to show off his stuff.
Oh yeah, man.
That's crazy, eh?
Totally. Gotta get the points.
Did you get the worm down? Did you ever do the worm?
Oh, I can do the worm, of course. That's like
that's
entry
the easy
level,
one.
man.
That's the story. Yeah. We got it.
No, it's okay. It's the hard stuff. Like I could never get to doing head spins, although I tried doing headstands long enough that I could beef up this neck, but man, I don't know.
Yeah, I got that long skinny neck too. I know.
Neck. I just didn't have the.
I mean, that's why we're friends. We didn't even know it. Subconsciously, we're like, oh, he's got a skinny neck. So, you know what? We can be bros.
Maybe that's it.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Huh. And then as far as sports, like what I loved as a kid, it was all about hockey, hockey, and then some tennis and ping pong.
Okay, ping pong,
buddy.
Shoot.
Yeah.
Little Forrest Gump.
Faster.
Yeah. Oh, faster.
Buddy. Yeah.
Oh man.
That was amazing. Yeah, loved hockey and the greatest sport in the world. But then I got better at basketball. So then. Yeah,
right. Well,
there.
it makes sense. You are.
Do you play basketball?
7'10".
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hey, how tall are you? Hey, do you play basketball? I play basketball. Yeah.
Yeah. How tall are you actually?
6'6" and a half, technically.
Okay.
I was 215 pounds. Lean, mean, fighting machine.
Right on.
Yeah.
Nice. No, I was never good at basketball, but I was fast. So I was a track kid, and then I always wanted to play football, but my high school unfortunately didn't have a football team.
In Bolton?
No, never had a football team. Believe it or not,
Wow.
No football team.
Small town with no football team.
Yeah. So
that's backwards.
It's definitely weird, but it is what it is. So I ended up joining the rugby team. We had a rugby team. I do love rugby, but I'm gonna be honest. Like this little frame, it can't take the beating. I need the padding. So I was a winger, just because I was fast, pop the ball out, get it to me, and then I could go.
Somebody's coming at you, you just throw the ball, just get out of the way. There you go.
But you don't want me.
Let that sucker fly.
No, you don't. Definitely don't want me in the scrum.
No.
I just.
Where's Dale?
No, not enough power.
He's gone. He's at the end zone. It's all good.
Oh man, yeah. No, sports were a lot of fun for sure. I was also into cross country skiing.
Pretty boy sports, eh?
Pretty boy sports. Rugby?
Well, you're the winger in the rugby. So
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
I know. I'm the delicate one on the end.
You're the talent on the far end. Yeah. Got it.
Yeah, but cross country skiing was a lot of fun as well. We did not the style like, not this.
Oh, okay.
It was skate skiing, so it's definitely a faster pace.
Yeah. Okay, so I take that back. Sorry.
Yeah,
buddy.
no, that's okay. That's okay. No, my
Different
team.
level of respect now. That's good.
I was on a relay team. We won gold at OFSA, which was pretty cool in high school when I was 18.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I'd actually like to go back to my high school, see if the photo's still up on the wall.
Nice. We were one game away from the championship in a nonsense in basketball back in the. Sorry, positive. We'll stay positive. Couple of interesting calls that were made by the ref.
Okay.
From my perspective, we should have won the game, but politics, it is what it is. But so I'm jealous that you got gold and we were.
It was my team, man.
Yeah.
It was a relay.
Oh, 100%, man.
Yeah.
It's all about the team. Without the team and the chemistry, forget it.
Yeah.
When you said OFSA, it struck a chord. Yeah. It took me back.
Fun
So
days,
close.
eh?
Yeah.
And now you're 51. I'm 40, almost 42.
Like a cat. We're both like cats. But
I don't know. I just don't.
cats on the couch. Like cats jumping off the couch.
Yeah.
Cats on the couch.
Yeah.
So, so as far as I guess the county. I guess one of the questions that people ask, like, always they ask, what's your favorite part of the county? What's your favorite part of the county?
Well,
it's an easy choice. There's not that many nice places in the county.
Yeah, right. It's like if you ask me what are my top 5, okay, maybe I could do that. But number 1, that's a tough one.
Let's do 3 ones in a row. We'll make it simple.
Okay.
Top 3 ones. They're all the same.
I love Long Point, one of my favorite spots. I know it's out in the middle of no man's land, but that's partly why I love it. In this career, we're on all the time. We're interacting with people all the time. And I love people. I love being engaged. But for that downtime, it's really important for me to be alone. And Long Point, you're like the only person in the world. Yeah, like you feel like you're the only person in the world. It's amazing. And the beaches out there, like the water is beautiful. You've got the bird observatory down there as well. And it's just, I don't know, it's a really special place. And so anyway, that's one of my favorites. Yeah. I know you're going to tease me because you're a Picton guy. I'm a Wellington guy. I love Wellington. But
it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. No, I really do love Wellington. I love the waterfront area. Our kids love the park in Wellington. I love the market on Saturdays, and there's a lot.
Yeah.
A lot going on. It's just a cute town, and I love the waterfront area. So.
And number 3.
Number 3. Ooh.
Don't take too long.
No,
I only have 2 places.
Probably down Hikes Point. I love that road as well. I know it's close to Wellington.
You stole mine, but it's okay.
No, it's okay. We can share favorites. That's okay.
Not really, but you just blew it. But go ahead.
Yeah, no, I love Hikes Point as well.
Yeah.
Just epic water views, and the water there is that hyper turquoise. It feels like you're in the Caribbean.
Completely.
So
and you're close to everything. You're close to the highway.
Yeah.
So for Torontonians, it just makes it when you're coming into town, you want to be close to the highway if you have to be, even if you're living there. Like being close to all the fun wineries and all that.
Exactly. Wineries. You got great pizza places.
Yeah.
You've got so much to do.
Yeah, no, I love Wapoose. It's spectacular there. It's just quiet. It's nice, and Wapoose Winery is just pretty. Period. Not to take away from anybody else, but they've got the water.
Yes.
And then they got a nice little octagon-shaped building there that just kind of lends itself to being just pretty. And the
Mm-hmm.
homes around there are nice, and there's a stretch, but it's like a quiet stretch.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to love Morrison Point too, it's
Mm-hmm.
where Black River is. It's just super quiet and nice.
Mm-hmm.
And then Picton is awesome. Like if you, and I do enjoy, kind of the Toronto-ish, a little bit factor. I don't mean to bring Toronto into, but you still have close enough to amenities. There's a little bit of hustle and bustle, some cool developments happening there. So, yeah, Wapoos, Morrison Point, because you stole Canada Road 20.
No,
Hunts
you,
Point.
you.
It's
I
okay.
told
No,
you
it's
we
okay.
can share.
And then Picton. So yeah, those are all cool places. All the joking aside, that was amazing. So yeah, just looking forward to all the wonderful stuff that's going to be happening in Prince Edward County, and hopefully the charm and the beauty of what brings people in
Yeah,
will remain
exactly.
as it grows. Because unfortunately, there's a lot of people coming in to. Unfortunately, sorry. There's a lot of people. We're blessed to be here, and then they get blessed to come into the country and be part of things, which is amazing. My parents were immigrants, and it's just awesome. So you need to make room for people. So development's going to happen, but hopefully it's development at a good speed and it makes things fit in and not take away from what was there. Add on to it, but not take away. So
Yeah, agreed for sure. Like, I think that you definitely touched on something that's a sensitive topic for a lot of people,
For sure.
right? We love the county because the county is a quiet place. It's an escape from the rest of the madness in our society, and we want people to live in the county that resonate with
Yeah.
what the county has to offer. What I hope doesn't happen is that the county just becomes
yeah,
I don't know, too touristy or something,
Yeah.
where people try to convert the county into something that it isn't.
yeah,
That's what I hope doesn't happen. I know that some of that shift has happened, and I know that there are a lot of people who were born and raised in Prince Edward County and have lived, their family have been generational families,
Yeah.
and they've seen things change so much.
Yeah.
So that's got to be hard.
Oh, for sure. Like it's the same thing when, growing up in Etobicoke. Just if I'm looking back at my life, and we could cruise along the highway, get downtown Toronto in no time at all because there's nobody around. Now you try and cruise anywhere in Toronto, and you're not cruising. But ultimately, hopefully, the hearts and the people that are coming in here can, take away. You're coming here for a reason, like we were saying. Take away the little bit of the Toronto and slow things down, because we've had clients say, "Oh, we want to be somewhere where it's quiet and super, like in." I don't want to see my neighbors because all they do is see neighbors when they get there. But when you come to the county and you get somebody who's your neighbors that are county or have been here for at least 15 plus years,
Yeah.
we tell them you don't have to worry about fences. You don't have to worry about having your privacy. Like, people are just nice.
Yeah.
So as long as that beautiful part of the people that are here and the people that are coming remains that way,
Yeah.
it'll be a balancing act for sure for many years to come. But it'll be amazing if people just, bring the humble. While you're coming here, just bring the humble. It'll be good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
agreed. 100%.
Awesome.
So, in our career, life gets pretty crazy, right?
Mhm.
Like, we've been blessed. Our business has grown tremendously over the past few years, and one of the things that my family asks me, and I don't mean my wife and my kids, but I mean kind of extended
Yeah.
family, is like, how do you maintain balance in this kind of a career when you're as busy as you are? How do you have a work-life balance? So what do you do?
You don't. It just doesn't. It doesn't exist. It's like you have to somehow. We're blessed that we have a family business, and like even years before, like with Hannah, our daughter's 21, and there's a lot of cool skill sets that kids get to learn when they join you, and they get to see what mom and dad do, and there's a lot of cool elements that can happen, and you work together. I'm blessed that our wives work together with us. So you have to steal the work time, make it family time, and then vice versa. But it's a balancing act, to say the least, because your hearts are there for your kids and your family, and obviously I know yours are too. It's like, how do you juggle? Because when you think you're growing, it's amazing, but then there's so many new things that come with growing that it's always going to be. Hold on to your pants while you're running, and then you get a chance to breathe. And yeah, so
Yeah.
it's definitely tricky. But as long as your family know you love them, we're good to go.
Yeah. You definitely need to steal every possible moment.
Yeah.
Right? Like sometimes it's as simple as pressing pause, closing your laptop, and sitting down properly for dinner. And that's
Yeah.
one thing that we've done as a family is like the phone gets flipped over, turned off.
Yeah.
Phone's not being answered. There is no crisis that is going to happen in that 30-minute period of time to connect with my kids, connect
Exactly.
with my wife, and just communicate. So that's one thing that we've always done. And then, as you know, Friday night is like just the most precious night for our family. It's family Friday pizza movie night, and we've
All about
done
the
it
pizza.
for it's all about the pizza. You know, it's all about the pizza.
Pizza's
with
good,
me.
man. Pizza's good.
It's like the thing that keeps this heart ticking. I don't know.
Yeah.
Keeps me going.
I know those are the best. Like when you have those family nights that are carved in, and there's that tradition that goes on, and the kids will remember the tradition.
Exactly.
Which is the best.
It was a tradition for me growing up. We would do pizzas at home, and I remember being a teenager thinking like we were the coolest family in the world. Like we make our own pizza. Like we don't get takeout. Like we make our own pizza. And my sister and I, we used to try to figure out recipes. We're like, okay, we love Pizza Hut. How do we copycat pizza? And this is, remember, back then, that's like, I don't know, 25 years ago. The internet was basically new.
Yeah.
You know, there was no just like, go
Google.
on YouTube or
Yeah.
like Google and get some killer copycat recipe. So we were tweaking stuff and trying to make Pizza Hut pizzas. And anyway, all this to say that we've just continued this tradition. And I know my sister does it with her kids as well, her family on Friday nights. And it's a cool thing to steal those moments.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because in our careers, we're never off. Our phones are always on. You know,
There's no chance to like you have to respond. Like, that's the hardest
Yeah.
part. You know, it's a great thing when you care as much. You know, and obviously a lot of people care, but we really want to make sure that our clients don't feel left behind, and everything's urgent, and it's a big move for them, so everything's sensitive. So balancing all that out is tricky, but no, for sure, when you get those moments with your family and you can actually just pay attention and you stop and you get the smile, and when you're looking at them and when they do little things, it's just like, oh man.
Yeah.
And then, you know, even the times when they're not, you know, they're driving you bonkers, you still stop and you go, oh man, I love them regardless.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, today even felt pretty crazy getting started for the day.
Yeah.
You know, I've the 3 kids. Our kids catch the bus. We have to leave our house at 10 after 7, which is insane in the morning for them to catch their bus.
Yep.
And you know, trying to get prepped up to come here today, and it feels crazy. But today for my kids it's their track and field day. So like I'm in the middle of feeling panicky, like, oh my gosh, like we gotta go, kids.
Yeah.
Like lock and load, get out of the house. But then, you know, my wife calmly taps me on the shoulder. She's like, remember, it's track and field day. Like, let's start them off on the right foot. And it's so important to do that. And I appreciate that she does that.
It's so funny. Like somehow you and me are kind of, I think most guys are wired the same. We're like, what are we doing? Let's go. Like, there's nothing to think about. There's nothing, we don't be nice. Yeah. And it's like, always the wives, like, you know, when it's always like, it's okay, slow down. Well, it seems like it's funny. We get into hyper mode as guys, and then it's always, you know, the wives that kind of go, ding, ding, slow down there, cowboy. And it's like, it's so hard to do that, but it's amazing to have that backup when, you know, you're kind of losing your, or you're feeling just urgency in a different way compared to.
I'm like, knowing it, no one is feeling the urgency the same way that I am right now. I need everyone to go from a 2 to a 10. Let's go.
Exactly. What's this lollygagging? But yeah, for sure. I know, it's interesting. Same with Nathan. Like, he's right there at 8:30, so you get a head start, and then, which is so crazy because the head start starts earlier, and then he'll sometimes lollygag, but then you're like, okay, let's go. Like, your knapsack. Oh, he's gonna run back and get his nap. Yeah. It's like, come on, little man, let's go. but you know, Amy's always like calm, and I'm like, dude, we do this every day. How'd you forget? But it's amazing. Yeah. I know. Yeah. for sure.
So someone asked me the other day, what's your favorite part about being a real estate agent?
Oh, the best part, like, if you're asking me now, then I'll just
Yeah,
jump
sure.
in.
Yeah, why don't
I'll
you
just
jump
jump
in?
in for you. Yeah, I guess it's like we're very similar. It's like, A, we care a lot about our clients and we see potential in properties. Whether you're showing houses, advising people on what to look at while they're buying, or if they're selling their property and they've got a great product, it could just, be tweaked and elevated. So I guess the favorite part is that sharing the knowledge that we're blessed to have around how to help a buyer out and how to make sure that we sell our property for as much as we possibly can. It's a huge investment on both ends, and seeing potential for a buyer to say, hey, you can add great value here by doing X, Y, and Z, and then you can add great value by selling. Like, I always get a high when I walk into a house and I'm like, when you're on the listing side especially, and or when you're on the buying side, you're like, oh my goodness, this thing is amazing. It's got the perfect bones for what could be spectacular.
Yep.
So stuff like that is like, I guess, that part in interacting with people.
Totally. Well, we've done that together, actually. Like,
Yes.
before I was a realtor, we were friends, and we went into multiple homes together, and you helped us to find a house that needed love. Great product, great bones, but maybe hadn't been updated, or maybe hadn't been loved the way that it should have been loved. Or maybe even in some cases, like my most recent sale, the house was loved, but loved in kind of like the internal systems of the house, but not loved in a way that makes you feel like I want to be here.
Yeah.
And I think that that's a really cool thing to be able to do. And I definitely connect with you in that way, where going into a house for your very first time and just being able to like take the horse blinders off and be like, oh my gosh, look what it could be.
This is going to be crazy. Yeah.
Exactly.
100%.
And it's especially fun at the beginning too, because it's so easy to talk about. You're like, oh man, we'll knock this out. Let's blow this out. We're gonna push this wall back there. Let's add a bathroom here. All the things. It's so easy to talk about it because you can see where
it's gonna go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then when you get into it, it's definitely a lot of work, right?
100%. Exactly. It's crazy because we always have to say, hey, the ideas are amazing. The dream is awesome. In the middle of it's like you're gonna snap, but then we're always telling our clients that like once you get through that low and you get to that high, when you're finished, you look back at it's like, oh my goodness, it's like the best feeling ever because you knew that the product's gonna be awesome and it turns out awesome, and they're always pumped, and it's the best feeling when you get blessed where clients say, okay, we trust you.
Yeah.
I don't see it, but it'll get there.
Yeah.
And when your clients love your house, it was interesting because one time I had one client who was looking at buying a house with his wife, and she's like, I wish Alex would just tell us which house to buy. And he's like, what? He tells you all the pros and cons. It's not his job to love the house. It's our job to love the house. He's like, no, I like the fact that the house is there. He explains everything, and then we as a family have to pick the house because it's scary. You gotta. It's a big investment, and it's always been awesome. Like where a lot of people do. If you buy the wrong house, you're getting out of it in 3 years.
Yeah.
But the track record with us is that people buy it and they stick around primarily for a long time, just because the house is everything they wanted and it fits the bill. So yeah, that's kind of like, I guess, part and parcel of the best part about being a realtor is just making sure that you take care of your clients and they love and feel your enthusiasm and know that you'll take care of them.
Yeah, I think that there's this unfortunate perception that sometimes people might have where maybe there are some agents that are out there. Thankfully, I don't know that I have worked with them or met them, but sometimes there's this feeling that we're just going to try and like shoehorn somebody into a house just to like get them into a house. I get zero satisfaction out of that. Like,
close your eyes
zero satisfaction.
Exactly.
I want them to be as excited about the house as I feel when I help to try and paint that picture of what their life will look like.
It's so funny when you have two partners are looking at buying a house, and when one loves this one, the other one doesn't love it. This one gets upset because this one doesn't see what they see, and then vice versa.
Yes.
And the coolest thing is when you tell them that, hey, hold on a second. You will both find a house that you both love together, and you're going to be like this, and then that's the house. If you're not happy or if they're not happy, it's just a gong show. So patience is great, especially when the two aren't driving yet, but it always happens. So if you're not, like you said, shoehorning people in, you're going to have happy people
Exactly.
at the end of the day, which is awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Cool.
Cool. Well, good
man.
chatting with you, buddy.
You too, buddy. Take it easy, man.
You
Enjoy
too.
the rest of the day.
All right.
I'll see you in a few minutes.
Sounds good.